My name is Claire. I am 34 years old. I live in Seattle with my husband, Nathan. I work as an interior designer. Nathan works in tech. We live in a small but pretty house. I thought we had a good life. We didn't fight much. We had dinner together almost every night. We laughed. We watched movies. He kissed me goodbye every morning. Nathan often traveled for work. He went to other cities for meetings. I didn't mind. I was used to it. He always called me before bed. He said, "Good night, Claire. I love you." I always smiled. I believed every word. One night, he was on a trip again. He said he was in New York. I was home alone watching TV. Around 10 p.m., my phone rang. It was a strange number. I answered. A man spoke. He said, "Hello, is this Claire Whitman?" I said yes. He said, "I work at a hotel in Miami. Your husband left his wallet here. It has your number." I was confused. "Miami?" I asked. "Are you sure?" He said yes. "The name on the ID is Evan Cole, but the photo matches the man in this picture. He also has a credit card with the name Nathan Whitman." My heart began to race. I said thank you and ended the call. I sat on the couch. My hands were cold. Why was he in Miami? Why did he use a different name? I didn't sleep that night. I kept thinking, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he had a reason. But something felt wrong. I checked our calendar. He wrote New York on it. He lied. The next morning, I opened his drawer. I never did that before, but now I had to know. Under some papers, I found a phone I didn't know he had. It was off. I charged it. When it turned on, I saw messages from someone named Lena. They were not work texts. They were personal. "Thank you for the flowers," one said. "Evan, baby loves the toy you got." Another one said, "Can you come next weekend? We miss you." My chest felt heavy. Who was Lena? Who was baby? I searched the name Evan Cole online. I found a small apartment in Miami under that name. I felt sick. I took time off work and booked a flight. I had to see it with my own eyes. When I arrived in Miami, I went straight to the address. I stood in front of a tall white building. I was shaking. I walked in and took the elevator to the 5th floor. I knocked on the door. No one answered. But the door was not locked. I stepped inside. The place was clean and modern. There were toys on the floor. A small bike stood near the kitchen. I saw photos on the wall. My heart dropped. There was Nathan, holding a little boy. Next to him was a woman. She had dark hair and a big smile. She looked happy. They looked like a real family. I couldn't breathe. I sat on the couch. I looked around the room. There were drawings on the fridge, a baby chair at the table, a second life, a second home. I took a photo of one picture. Then I left. My hands were shaking. I flew back home the same day. I didn't tell Nathan I had been there. When he came back, he smiled and hugged me. "I missed you," he said. I looked at him. "Where were you, Nathan?" I asked. He said, "New York." I asked again. "Not Miami?" His face changed. "What do you mean?" he asked. I showed him the photo. He sat down. His face went white. "I can explain," he said. I didn't speak. I waited. He looked at the floor. Then he told me the truth. He said he met Lena before we got married. She got pregnant. He didn't plan it. He felt scared. But he didn't leave her. He gave her money. He visited sometimes. Then it became a second life. He said, "I never stopped loving you, Claire, but I had to be there too." I didn't cry. I just listened. My whole life felt like a lie. I asked, "Why didn't you tell me?" He said, "I didn't know how. I thought I could keep both lives. I thought I was doing the right thing." I stood up. "You lied to me every day," I said. "You kissed me and said you loved me, but you had a whole other family." He tried to reach for me. I stepped back. "I need time," I said. I walked out of the room. I closed the door. I didn't look back. I went to my sister's house that night. Her name is Rachel. She is 2 years older than me. I did not tell her everything. I just said, "Nathan lied to me." She gave me tea and said, "Take your time." I could not sleep. I closed my eyes, but my mind was loud. I kept seeing the picture of Nathan with the little boy. I kept hearing Lena's name. I remembered every phone call, every dinner, every "I love you." All of it felt fake now. In the morning, Rachel made eggs and toast. "Do you want to talk?" she asked. I nodded. I told her about the wallet, the hotel, the other phone, and the trip to Miami. I told her about the pictures. Her eyes were wide. "He has a child?" she asked. I nodded. "And a whole other life," I said. She looked angry. "How long?" I shook my head. "I don't know. Maybe since before we got married." Rachel was quiet for a while. Then she said, "You need to decide what you want to do. Do you want to stay, or do you want to leave?" "I don't know," I said. "I love him, but I don't trust him now. I am sharing my story, hoping they reach someone. Are you there? Are you listening? Just knowing you're here means everything." I stayed with Rachel for 3 days. Nathan called me many times. I didn't answer. On the 4th day, he sent a message. "Please come home. I want to talk. I will tell you everything." I went back. I walked in and saw him sitting on the couch. He looked tired. "Claire," he said, "thank you for coming." I sat down, but not close to him. He started to talk. He told me he met Lena at a work event. It was years ago. She was kind, fun, and full of life. "I didn't plan to fall for her," he said, "but I did." "Why did you marry me then?" I asked. "Because I loved you too," he said. "I was young. I thought I could handle both. Then Lena got pregnant. I didn't want to leave the child. so I made a second life." "How long has this been going on?" I asked. 6 years, he said. My heart sank. "I have been your wife for 7, I said. "So almost our whole marriage?" He looked down. "Yes." Tears came to my eyes, but I wiped them fast. "And you saw them often?" "Twice a month," he said. "Sometimes more." "And you used the name Evan Cole?" "Yes," he said. "It was a fake name I used once for work. It made things easier." "Easier for you," I said. "Not for me." He nodded. "You're right." We sat in silence. Then I asked, "Does Lena know about me?" He shook his head. "She thinks I'm single. She never asked much. I always said I had to travel for work." My hands shook. "You lied to both of us," I said. "You looked me in the eyes every day and said you loved me." "I do love you," he said. "No," I said. "You love yourself. You wanted 2 lives, 2 homes, 2 women, and a child." He stood up. "Claire, please. I never wanted to hurt you." "But you did," I said. "You hurt me every day for 6 years." He sat back down. "What can I do now?" "Tell Lena," I said. "She has the right to know. Then I'll decide what to do." He agreed. "I'll tell her today." I left the house. I went for a walk. I needed air. I walked by the lake near our home. The sky was gray. My heart was heavy. That night he called me. "I told her," he said. She cried. She was angry. She said she never wants to see me again. "Good," I said. "She should be free from this lie too." I didn't go back home. I stayed with Rachel again. I needed space. 2 days later, someone knocked on Rachel's door. It was Lena. She had a sad look on her face. "Are you Claire?" she asked. I said yes. "Can we talk?" she said. I nodded and stepped outside with her. "I found your address in his things," she said. "I know I should not have come, but I had to." We sat on a bench in the front yard. "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't know about you. I didn't know he was married. He told me he worked a lot. He said he had to travel often." I looked at her. She was my age. She looked tired too. "He lied to both of us," I said. "I feel stupid," she said. "He met my parents. He came to our son's school. He took us to the zoo. I thought we were a real family." "I thought we were too," I said. "He told me I was the only one." She looked down. "I don't want to see him again. But I had to see you. I had to know if you were real." "I'm real," I said. "And I'm hurt too." She stood up. "Thank you for your time. I'll leave now." But before she could go, I asked, "Do you have family in Chicago?" She stopped. "No, why?" "He told me he had a new job offer in Chicago. He said he might move there next year." Her face changed. "What?" "He told me he had a work project in Chicago. He went there twice last month. I felt cold again. He told me he stopped traveling. She looked at me. Claire, what if there's more? We stared at each other. It was quiet for a long time. Then she said, I will check. I'll find out. She left. I stood there, frozen. That night she called me. Claire, she said, you were right. There is more. She found emails on her laptop. They were from Nathan, but they were sent to another woman. Her name was Karen. She lived in Chicago. She had a child too, and in the emails, Nathan used a third name, Mark Davis. I didn't cry this time. I just felt numb. 3 lives, I said. Yes, Lena said. 3 names. 3 women. 3 kids. I sat down on the floor. What do we do now? I asked. I think we need to talk to her, she said. She should know. I agreed. Let's do it. The next day we planned everything. We would go to Chicago together. We would meet Karen. We would tell her the truth. Because now we all deserved the truth. Lena and I flew to Chicago 2 days later. We didn't talk much on the plane. We were both nervous. We were going to meet the third woman, the third life, the third lie. We had her address. We got it from an email. We found photos too. Karen looked kind. She had brown hair and soft eyes. She looked happy. I wondered if she would still smile after we told her the truth. We stood outside her house. It was a small yellow home with flowers by the door. A little girl played in the yard. She looked about 3 years old. I felt my chest tighten. Another child. Another lie. Karen opened the door. She looked surprised to see us. Yes? She asked. Lena spoke first. Are you Karen? Karen nodded. Can we talk to you? It's about someone we both know. Karen let us in. We sat at the kitchen table. The little girl sat on the floor with blocks. I didn't know how to start. So Lena did. Do you know a man named Mark Davis? She asked. Karen smiled. Yes, he's my boyfriend. He's out of town for work. I looked at Lena. She gave a small nod. Mark Davis is not real, I said. His real name is Nathan Whitman. He's my husband. Karen's face went pale. What? She said. Lena spoke again. He's also the father of my son. He used the name Evan Cole with me. Karen stood up. No, this can't be true. I showed her a photo of Nathan with me. Lena showed one with him and her son. Karen slowly sat down again. Her hands were shaking. He told me he was single, she whispered. He told me he wanted a future with me. He said the same to us, I said. Karen looked at her daughter, then back at us. He's her father, she said softly. We all sat in silence for a while. None of us spoke. The truth was too heavy. 3 women, 3 children, 1 man. Karen asked, How long has he done this? I answered, Lena and I found out just days ago. I've been married to him for 7 years. Lena's son is 5. Your daughter is 3? Karen nodded. Yes. Lena sighed. He started a life with each of us. He used different names. He gave us the same love words, but they were all lies. Karen wiped her eyes. What do we do? We tell him we know everything, I said. We end it. Together. Karen agreed. He needs to see us. All of us. We planned it. Nathan was coming back from his trip that Friday. We would meet him together at his favorite coffee place. He didn't know we talked. He didn't know we were coming. On Friday, we waited outside the cafe. I saw him walk up. He looked normal, calm, like nothing was wrong. Then he saw us, all 3. His face froze. He stopped walking. We stood side by side. 3 women, 3 truths. He tried to speak. Claire? What's going on? Karen stepped forward. Or should I say, Mark? He looked at Lena. You too? She crossed her arms. You lied to all of us. He looked at me last. I didn't move. I didn't blink. Nathan ran his hands through his hair. I can explain. No, I said. No more lies. We know everything. You have 3 children, Lena said. 3 families. Karen's voice shook. You told me you loved me, that we were a real family. Nathan's voice was low. I do love you. All of you. No, I said. You love control. You love games. You never loved us. People around the cafe started to watch, but I didn't care. He tried to take a step closer. Please, let's talk. We did, I said. Without you. Karen held her daughter close. She doesn't need a father like you. Lena looked him in the eye. We're done. I took off my ring. I placed it on the table outside the cafe. This is over. He didn't speak. He just watched us walk away. We left together. We walked down the street quiet again. But this time, I didn't feel weak. I felt strong. Later that day, we met again at Karen's house. The children played in the living room. We sat in the kitchen. We should help each other, Lena said. Talk, share, be strong. I agree, Karen said. We are stronger together. I smiled. He broke us apart, but now we are not alone. We made tea. We watched the kids play. We were still hurt, still angry, but now we had the truth, and the truth set us free. 1 week passed. I didn't go back to Nathan. I stayed with Rachel for a while. I needed space to think. I needed time to breathe. Every day he sent a message. Every day I deleted it. Lena and Karen kept in touch. We sent each other short messages. We didn't talk about him much. We talked about the children, about sleep, about food, about getting better. One afternoon, I went for a walk. It was cold outside, but I didn't care. I walked past a small park. A mother sat on a bench with her child. I watched them for a while. They looked happy. I wondered if I would ever feel that way again. I sat on a bench too. I closed my eyes. I thought about my life. I thought about our wedding. I thought about the years we lived together. I thought about the quiet nights, the hugs, the smiles. Were they all lies? No, I told myself, not all. I was real. My love was real. My trust was real. His lies did not change that. That night, I wrote to Lena and Karen. I said, "Let's meet this weekend. Just us. No talk about him. Just coffee and fresh air." They said yes. We met at a quiet cafe. We sat outside with warm drinks. The children stayed home with friends. "I feel strange," Karen said. "Some days I cry. Some days I feel okay. Then it comes back again." "I understand," Lena said. "It's like a wave. It hits you. Then it goes. Then it comes back." I nodded. "I feel the same. I thought I was strong, but this broke something inside me." Karen looked at me. "You are strong. We all are. We just didn't see it before." We talked for hours. We laughed a little. We cried a little too. It felt good. Not happy, but real. That weekend, I made a big choice. I called a lawyer. I said, "I want a divorce." She said, "Okay, we will start today." It was not easy, but it was the first step. Lena sent her lawyer's name to Karen. We all decided to move on, not in anger, but in truth. One day, Nathan came to see me. I didn't open the door. I watched from the window. He stood there for a long time. Then he left. The next day, I got a message from him. It said, "I'm sorry. I never wanted to lose you." I didn't reply. 3 weeks passed. I went back to work. I started to sleep again. I ate full meals. I took long walks. Slowly, I came back to life. Then something happened. Lena called me one morning. "Karen's daughter is sick," she said. "She's at the hospital. Karen is scared." I went there at once. We sat with Karen all night. We brought food. We helped with calls. We stayed by her side. The girl got better. After 4 days, she came home. Karen cried in our arms. We were not just women with the same pain now. We were friends. We were a team. Nathan wrote again. He said he wanted to see his children, but none of us replied. One evening, Lena said, "Do you ever think about how different life is now?" "Yes," I said. "It feels like a story, but it's our story." Karen smiled. "We should write a book one day." We all laughed. I looked at them. I felt safe. I didn't have all the answers, but I had something more important now: peace. 1 month later, my divorce was final. I signed the papers. I closed that door. That night, I stood in my kitchen. I held a warm cup of tea. The house was quiet. The sky outside was dark, but I felt light inside. My phone buzzed. A message from Karen. "You okay?" I smiled. "Yes, I'm okay." Then Lena wrote, "Me too." I went to bed early. I closed my eyes and slept without dreams. Time passed. Spring came. Then summer. I moved into a new place. It was small, but I liked it. It had light walls and big windows. I filled it with green plants and soft blankets. It felt like mine. I still talked to Karen and Lena. We met often. The children played together. We shared meals. We helped each other with small things. One day Karen said, "This feels like family." "It does," Lena said. I smiled. Maybe it is. We were not broken women anymore. We were strong. We were brave. We had lost something, yes, but we found something too. We found truth. We found peace. We found each other. And we would never let lies break us again. People often say that truth hurts, but sometimes lies hurt more. A broken heart can feel like the end, but it's not. It can be the start of something new, stronger, brighter. I thought my life was perfect. I thought my husband loved only me. I didn't see the cracks. I didn't want to. But when the truth came, I couldn't hide. I had to face it. I had to choose myself. Lena, Karen, and I were strangers. Then pain made us sisters. Our lives were different, but our story was the same. One man, many lies, and women who believed. But we are not weak. We are not broken. We are real. We are kind. And we are strong. Now I know something important. Love should never be a secret. A real man will not live 3 lives. A real man will choose truth. And if he doesn't, you walk away. You let go, because peace is better than lies. Honesty is better than empty love. And no woman should ever feel small in her own life. This was my story. I didn't choose the pain, but I chose what came next. And that choice made all the difference. I hope you have enjoyed the story. Like and comment if you want to hear more soon.